Kevin Lee has officially retired from MMA after his most recent loss to Rinat Fakhretdinov. Sorry if I totally fucked up his name there. Where he got choked out in like 55 seconds. I mean, if Kevin does really actually hang it up here, like for good, because I definitely do expect him to take at least like another year off and just. But he's still such in his physical prime. Like I know he's been very inconsistent, and he's only been like 3-5 out of his last like 8 fights. But when he's been on, he's been so fucking on, right? Yeah, that loss that he had with Tony Ferguson back at UFC 216 was kind of the height of Kevin Lee, like the real height of him where he fought against Tony for the interim belt. Very back and forth fight. At the end of the first round, he was really dominating Tony Ferguson on the ground, but he ended up gassing out. But he was very infamous for him having the staph infection on his chest. He gassed out in the second round, ended up getting, I think he got caught in a triangle choke. And since then you saw a lot of inconsistency. He saw it with the win against Edson Barbosa where he just dominated, and then he got dominated by Ally Quinta where he just mentally failed. The fight against RDA, but then he looked so good against Gregor Gillespie. The whole thing with Kevin Lee is just like he's just kind of been his own worst enemy. And he's also just been, he was a little too big for 155, a little too small for 170. You saw him get dominated by D-Rod. Then the fight with Charles Oliveira, where it was very back and forth, but you just saw him just get a little careless. And the fight against Rinat, you just saw he was thrown to the wolves in that fight. That was just a very bad matchup for him, especially for a first fight back after blowing his knee out. They really should have given him somebody that was a little bit not so hot at the moment, a guy who wasn't on such a big win streak, But, that's the UFC. There's no easy matchups in the UFC, but, Kevin is now called it a career. So, I mean, if he really has, Kevin, thank you for what you've given the fans. You've had a really good career. All the ups and downs doesn't matter. I mean, you've really gone out there and given it your all and put on some really entertaining performances, and, I really do hope that you end up coming back. I hope you take some time out, figure some shit out, figure yourself out. But I think it was a lot kind of like how Jimmy Crute said, where he just had an unhealthy obsession with winning and with being champion of the UFC. Maybe Kevin's kind of in that same category where he has to kind of figure out, and just figure out who he is as a human being before he can go back out there and perform. So, in the meantime, Kevin, thank you for everything you've given us in the UFC and in MMA. And can't wait to see what you do moving forward, fighting or not. So thank you, Kevin Lee. Guys, that's going to be it. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.